Hey there! Today we're going to learn how to change the mulching blade on an electric mower. I've never done it, so I'm going to be learning, and I figured somebody else out there might need a little step-by-step. First of all, I have my electric mower. It was a hand-me-down, but it's been working for like 5 or 6 years for me. I have no idea how old it is, but it has an 18-inch blade. So I went on Amazon and bought one. It's made in the USA. Go America. I couldn't find one at the hardware store, but the blade already looks better. Let me show you the old one. So here is the old blade. Who knows how long it's been on there. And I bought a file and I was going to sharpen it, but this blade was inexpensive, the new one. And I think I'll just take this bolt off and replace it. It is unplugged, as you can see, you know, for safety and all that. So let's try to find a match for this bolt. I think we just take this bolt off and put the new blade on, and you can tell that I have really gotten a lot out of that old free blade, and this new one is a lot sharper and yeah, not as worn. Okay, so I have my handy dandy toolkit here, and I just picked out one of these sockets, I think they're called, and I just adjust. I happened to guess right on the first try. So this is a 19 millimeter, and you can tell I'm going to put the handle right here, but when you turn it, the blade is turning too, so I'm going to have to get out my tripod to film this, and I've got gloves so I can hold onto the blade. I don't think it will cut me because this is the dull part, but gloves give me a slightly better grip too, so you know, and all that safety precaution. So even though I guessed right on the first try, you could just take out your different sizes. I've got an 18 and a 21, and you could try them. The 18 is of course too small. I know the 19 fits, but you would just try, okay, that's too small. And then I would take the 21, that's way too. So you want one that just has the right amount of fit so it'll turn, okay? Now we're gonna put the handle on. I think this bad boy takes the big handle. All right, so there's this little thing on here which tells you if you put it in, you know, reverse or forward, lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. Although sometimes when you're looking at something, I really have to think it through, and that's okay. But it has a little like ball bearing that pushes in and out, so that kind of keeps it hooked on. So you just, you push this thing in the middle, and that pushes in the ball bearing, and then it'll snap in. And when you release that on the outside, let me show you a little bit better there. When you release this button, the ball bearing snaps inside and leaves that on. You can find out all this by trial and error. All right, so I'm just going to put on my left glove because I am right-handed. And, okay, so it's not doing anything, so I have to turn it the other way. And I may need it. This is where I may need help, because I'm not very strong in my arms. Oh, I did it. Okay, so there, it's loosening. I forgot to tell you, if you are nervous about maybe forgetting how the blade goes on, I'm just gonna lay it in the right position. Oh, okay. So like, it has these bumps. Let me just show you before I take it off. These are going out. So I'm just going to lay my blade on the ground in the right position to put it on. But you could take a picture of it if you want it. All right. And then you just wind it around like that. So now I can unscrew it by hand. So there's that. Keep that handy. Actually, I'll put my other glove here, and I'll put it on my glove so I won't lose it. And then it's got this little square thing that comes off, and I'm gonna lift the blade off. It's pretty rusty and well used. And then I have my blade on the ground lying in the same direction. So I'm just going to lift it up and set it back on there, and then reverse the process. All right, so this orange piece went first, and I just, there's actually a little flat edge on here. Can you see that flat edge? So it'll sit right. So this part presses against it. I guess it doesn't matter. You could line the blade up like that so it was flat, or horizontal even with it. It didn't seem to matter. So excited to see how well this new blade works. So then you just tighten that on. I like to tighten it on by hand. And then this is where your little switch on the back of your socket comes in. You go the other way, and I'm going to tighten it back on. So I have to hold the blade and hold this. I don't think it matters, but I was just trying to line it up. Now, this is where you see how it swings back like that, so you don't have to go all the way around. I always forget that handy dandy tool thing. And then I'm pulling them opposite directions because I don't want the blade to fall off. So, and I'm not super strong, but I'm trying to use the blade and the socket. There's probably some scientific term for it. Torque. There we go. Trying to get more torque. All right, so that's on, and now it's time to mow. This thing should be sharp. I'm excited. I'm going to show you. I'll try to mow with one hand and show. Also, while you've got the mower turned over and unplugged, of course, for safety, you can peel all this old grass off. Sometimes that will build up and clog your mower, but that's also nice compost for your dirt, because it's just old rotten grass. See how it kind of looks like dirt? That's part of what compost is made out of. All right, let's mow. One last thing before we mow. It is always good to put your tools away right afterwards. All right, so we push that bump. It's hard to do it one-handed. And this big guy goes over there. I'm not in love with this case. I'd actually like to take all my tools out and put them in a toolbox. But I haven't bought one that I like yet. So they line up according to size. 18 goes there. 19, you can tell someone used this and didn't put stuff back. Okay, here we go. I'm very excited, but a little nervous that the blade might fly off. I think I tightened it down, but I thought that about my wheel on my car when I changed the brakes. So cross your fingers. It's gonna get a little noisy. All right, doing this one-handed. Whoa. Okay, quick little addendum. I just got to show you. When I mow my lawn, now it's kind of sunny, so I don't know if you can see the difference. Okay, here's some grass I mowed, and it is a multi-mower. So the grass was kind of high, and it's cutting it to about right there, so it's cutting about that much grass off. Usually I have to go back and forth a lot of times with the mower, but now with the new blade, I don't. So it's a success. It does sound a little different, but the blade's staying on, and I think it's just because it's heavy and new. I don't know, but it's working great. So go try new things.